Let's go to the Zoom room where we have from Westcare, Eileen Artero, who is the program head for Maulik Natlanatla. And then we have Adam Suharto, who is doing all the research on this. First of all, because I know that there's a survey, we're going to put it in the link in the comments, Jay. There's a survey here going around about perception of youth alcohol and marijuana use. And so, if you could just give us an overview of the program and why we're trying to collect this data, Eileen.
All right. So basically, so that survey that you're seeing though is for the community's perception on youth alcohol and marijuana use. So that's kind of where the survey is geared towards. A little bit about the program itself, a little bit about Westcare at first. So we're a nonprofit organization, and we open to kind of fill the gaps in services to our communities, in our community, serving the populations in need. And so our program is specifically a prevention program that is looking at underage youth use of alcohol and marijuana. So that's basically the overall program gist of things. And with this survey that we're sending out, we want to kind of just know what's the community's perception on youth alcohol and marijuana use. And so that's kind of where we're gearing things off. There's two parts of our program. So a portion is the research side of things. There's not a lot of data out there. And so a portion of our program is geared towards that and trying to find out more information, see what information we can gather, what data we can gather, and then see how we can fill those needs within our community. The other side of our program is more the direct services, the deliverables. We have youth prevention program, a parent outreach program, and then just providing assistance to our community, schools, in securing resources, assessments, referrals to services for support of our youth and their families that are affected by alcohol or marijuana use, especially on that youth spectrum of things. So that's kind of where we come into play and what we're trying to do within our community.
I'm actually in the survey right now, but I just want to start by asking, what are you guys' perceptions about youth alcohol and marijuana use in the community?
We know that there's a need for services as far as like prevention services, right? We know that there's a need in our community. We started kind of with this prevention side in 2019 with our drug-free communities grant. And so our Thrive Coalition has gone out there. They've done a bit of a needs assessment for the village of Dededo. That's what they started with. And so kind of with that, we see that there's a need to further expand, right? Not just in the village of Dededo, but we know we need to go further out. So with our grant, what we're trying to do is go out to the different villages, what we kind of targeted areas, because we know we can't get all of Guam at this time, is more the populated villages, right? So we're looking at northern and central parts of Guam and getting out there and, being in that setting, seeing what the needs are there and seeing overall what does our community need from us. That's where we come in. We're coming in to see what our community's needs are and see how we can respond to that as Westcare, as Maulik Natlanatla. What are the gaps there and how can we get in there to service and to give, the community what they're looking for, what they need. We know that it is an issue. We know that it is something that's out there, a need that's pressing from our community. I kind of feel like they're asking for help, right? Asking for help. We see a lot of things going on within the community. We see on the one side of things, the rehabilitation side. We see that portion and how, services are lacking in that side. So kind of just bring all this information together so that way we can, fulfill as best we can the needs of our community.
Are you aware of any current stats on youth alcohol and marijuana drug use on Guam?
I want to say the last stats that we have were from 2017. And those 2017 stats showed us that about 56% of high school students have reported drinking alcohol. And then even among middle school students, about 29% reported their first drink of alcohol before the age of 11. The state epidemiological work group has also reported that 50% of youth have tried marijuana at least once in their lifetime. and 33% reported using marijuana within the past 30 days.
Wow, a lot has changed since 2017.
Yeah.
So
like meth.
and that's kind of the need and why we want to get out there is because we know a lot of things definitely on Guam have changed since 2017, right?
Yeah.
And so bringing all this information together, I mean, this community perception survey is just one portion of our research, and that's going to further drive our needs assessment, and then see where else we need to go as far as our research, and then also as far as our programs are concerned.
Some of the questions on the survey, how do most people in your community view youth under the age of 18 using alcohol? There's another, how do most people in your community view youth under the age of 18 using marijuana? What role does law enforcement play for youth under the age of 18 using alcohol and marijuana? And what roles would you like law enforcement to play for youth under the age of 18 using alcohol and marijuana? I was just curious about the meth, right? I feel like in the conversations we've had with just police and other relevant stakeholders, it seems like meth is kind of popping up as something that's definitely a threat for the youth. And I'm not trying to rain on your survey. I'm just wondering is that something that maybe we're going to be looking at, or are we already looking at it with some other program in Westcare?
I mean, we've kind of had a couple of conversations overall with Westcare, so including with GPD, and how this meth use is also something that's prevalent in the community. So definitely we're having the conversations out there, trying to gather more information. Our program specifically is addressing alcohol and marijuana use, but we're definitely having the conversation as a whole with our different community partners to get more information. You know, if this is something that comes up further down the line that, you know, we definitely to gear our prevention programs in that direction, then I feel we'll definitely get towards that, right? We'll move towards that and being able to address that issue specifically. Also, part of our program with our youth education, it's not just geared specifically to drug and alcohol use. It's kind of an overall encompassing kind of thing. You know, we want to just be able to have those lessons with our youth that, you know, a portion of our program talks about their self-concept, you know, who they are. And so developing that part of a person, you know, they're definitely through middle school, high school, we're all still trying to, you know, decide who we are. So as we go through and as we go through this program with them, and it's a pretty lengthy youth education program, you know, we definitely hope to help give them the skills that they would need to make the best decisions for themselves, right? And then also, when they make good decisions for themselves, they're also making better decisions for their families and then over the community as well. So just kind of to build the skill set of these youth as well. And, you know, it's something that's not necessarily taught in textbooks within their schools. It's a little bit more broad in the situations that they come across. So all of those things coming together to build a better youth population, right? To make them be the best that they can be. You know, that's all we pretty much want for our youth is for them to see the good in things and for them to make positive choices. And so that's kind of where our program is leading to.
Right. How do we have this conversation on youth marijuana use when marijuana was recently legalized, right? So this is a new conversation a lot of parents have with their kids, and I'll just give you my personal take on it. Is it went from something that I mean, because my older kids know about it. Younger kids, maybe they did not so much. But obviously, when marijuana was legalized, it was in the news. My kids they watch the news. And so it kind of went into this thing where now I tell them, like alcohol, it's something that adults use and can use responsibly, right? But how much of or how much of a problem is it with the youth who look at the legalization of marijuana and think, oh, it's fine, it's legal. You know what I mean?
Well, we kind of want to look back on the science of things in that sense then, right? On the science of things, the youth, the brain is still developing up until the age of 25. And so from there, you know, and even on the other side of, you know, on the legal side of things, it's still illegal for youth to use marijuana. And so this is where, you know, we're trying to build a healthier community. We know their brains are still developing up until the age of 25. Let's educate them, you know, and that's where we also have this community perception survey to see kind of what do they know? What do our youth know? What do our community members know? And where does the education need to come? And then how can we fill those gaps as well? How can we provide that education to them?
Adam, I feel like I want you to say something.
Yeah, definitely. So actually, this program is actually not just targeting the youth specifically. We're actually also looking to work with their parents. So every year we're given a certain quota of students and a certain quota of parents that we have to target. So really, it's not just focused on the youth, but it's really focused on the entire community. And yeah, we are really working with our partner within Westcare called the Thrive or Coalition for Drug-Free Deredo. And what they do is they partner up with community leaders to try to change the policies. And our program is here to step in to provide the services and the research to back everything up. And we're actually expanding their program because their program was, as Miss Eileen mentioned, was focused in Deredo only. However, our program focuses more towards almost the entire island, I want to say. But yeah, so we're trying to work with both parents, students, and the entire community members, including community leaders.
What's the goal? Like, how many people are you hoping to get to respond to this survey, and when are you going to, I guess, shut it down?
Yeah, so actually we had a chance to send the survey to at least probably the whole entire Gov Guam, and we did send it to every single school. And we're just really hoping to get the most responses. We even sent surveys to all the mayors, the legislature. We sent it to private businesses. We sent it to all not all nonprofits, but a lot of nonprofits here on Guam. We're just trying to get more contacts actually, and we're really trying to send it to the whole island. Mm-hmm. And we're really trying to get the community's perception in order for us to find the need and to establish where we need to step in and provide that education.
How many?
So really, we don't really have a deadline as of right now, but we do plan to have this survey, I guess, established by next month. But we just don't really have a deadline. We're just trying to get as much responses as possible.
Cast a wide net, my friend.
How many responses have you received so far?
We don't have a current number, but yeah. I want to say within the first couple of days, we probably had 50 responses to the survey. And so, as much information that we can get back, we're definitely open to all of that. The more the merrier, the more, we'll be more informed about what's going on and what our community sees out there. So,
Amen. Well, we put the link out in our comments, and then I'll send it around on the WhatsApp. But Eileen, if there's anything else with any other programs with Westcare, or you want to come on and do a follow-up with the results that you got from the survey, you got my number. Don't hesitate to reach out, okay? We're here to help.
Will do. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Stay
Adam.
safe.
Thank you, Eileen.
Thank you so much.
Esther.
Yes, sir.
9:43. Coming up, Jason.